walk deeper into the belly of the beast if it means I'm able to further limit risk.
All right, welcome to the Crypto Show, and I'm coming to you from beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. And today we get to talk to one of the main developers of Zano. This is Sowle, or Crypto Sowle, however you want to say that. And we're not going to go with his name. You can find it if you go and look him up on zano.org. I've had the pleasure of talking with Andre and Pavel, who are also the other lead developers of Zano. And I've talked in pretty good depth with Quinten about it too. And it seems to be a very interesting project. It's very robust and it's privacy. It is private by default, so it gives you a lot of features that you're not going to get with Ethereum. And you know, you've got the banks and the government and everybody are attacking all of the privacy coins right now. It's like it doesn't really affect it that much. I mean, just what was it last week when Monero delisted Binance? No. That's the way I like to say it anyway. But so going forward, Zano offers a lot of different features, and Sal is one of the authors of Zarcanum and specializes in one of the features called confidential assets. We'll get into some of the other stuff right now, but Sal, what is Zarcanum, and how did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be there. So, what is Zarcanum? Zarcanum is a protocol. It's a proof of stake protocol that has as a feature has hidden amounts. So, like probably like most people involved in crypto know what proof of stake is, and in Zano, from the inception, we have hybrid consensus, proof of work and proof of stake. So half of the blocks, 50% of the blocks is proof of stake blocks, and half of the blocks proof of work. And from the inception, we have so-called egalitarian type of proof of stake consensus. So you don't need a big amount of money to start with. Just one coin will work. It just matter how frequently you will get a block. And this type of proof of stake scheme is usually is implemented using open amounts and difficulty, and you just need to to get the difficulty to like normalize it by the amount of stake you have, and you have like it's your final difficulty that you deal with. And at some point, a few years back, we decided that we will move to hidden amount to become truly anonymous coin, and it was a challenging to keep proof of stake consensus in such a egalitarian way. And we started to find how we can implement it, how we can connect it together. So Zarcanum is joint work with Core from Monero team, and this is a proof of stake scheme of how this consensus could be built using ring confidential transactions with hidden amounts. And actually, we implemented it in Zano back in 2021 in November. We have first testnet, and yes, now we are very close to get it live on the mainnet, like in a few weeks.
What is the purpose of having confidential asset? Because everybody's trying to put every NFT or whatever the hell it is on Ethereum, and part of the use case of that, like especially for an NFT, is so that the world can see it and know what your asset is. What's the use case of having an asset that no one knows what it is?
We at some point we decided that we can implement so-called colored coins in Zano. It's very old term that used for the thing that later became known as tokens. And we decided that we can implement it in Zano. And after some research, we find a way how we can hide not only the amounts, but actually we can hide the fact that transferred in some transaction, transferred not native coins, but assets and type of these assets. And we came up with the idea of confidential assets. This is a name for this technology. It's not it's not our invention. The idea was idea had been around for several years, and I think it first emerged in Bitcoin community. It was a couple of works, and like the most prominent works was done by Pelstra and other guys. And it uses like the same approach. We use the same approach, and actually we found how we can implement it in Zano, how we can combine it with existing and already implemented Zarcanum proof of stake consensus, and that is how it happened. And the reason why somebody would like to use it, maybe because someone would like to use Zano infrastructure of being a truly anonymous cryptocurrency with hidden amount, with hidden asset types, and you can create like your own asset and transfer in full anonymous way. And it has a lot of application. For instance, stable coins, maybe some asset for internal use, and so on. So every case that when you don't want your asset to be publicly available, publicly seen by others, like in open chain like Ethereum.
Yeah, fun fact about colored coins. One of the developers of colored coins was actually Vitalik, and they did not like his ideas, so he just took his toys and went somewhere else and built Ethereum. That's how that got started. We used to have Jimmy from there in Austin. I forget his last name. Was wears the cowboy hat. Anyway, he would always come in and tell us these stories. Interesting stuff. But how does a confidential asset actually work? I mean, what's the mechanism behind a confidential asset?
It was like we have, as far as I know, now we have in cryptocurrency industry, we have two ideas of how this could be done, and one idea is to use different generator for different asset type. So like just a very simple explanation of how hidden amount works. So in basic ring confidential transaction, you don't have an amount in open explicitly shown in transaction. It's committed to in a elliptic curve point. It maybe sounds like too complex, but it's very simple operation. You have your amount, you have special point generator, you combine it together, and after that you have special blending mask, so to hide this amount in a fully hide it. And so this is how it is done for normal ring CT transaction, for instance, in Monero. And the idea was it's not our idea. It idea actually from the Pelstra work and other guys, is to use different base generator for different asset types, so they don't mix together. And from perspective of external observer, you can distinguish, you can see which type of asset is being transferred, because it's hidden in an elliptic curve point. But internally it don't mix with each other, and we actually use this approach. And the other approach is to use fixed number of generator, for instance, free generator, and use like the third generator to bind with the asset type. And this kind of approach is used, as far as I know, in work by Dr. Sarang, and in yeah, I'm sorry, Firo project, guys from Firo project, Aram Jivanian and Dr. Sarang together came up with this idea, and they published a work it called Lelantus spots. So this is another approach. Both of them has their own advantages and disadvantages. So we stick to the first one, and this is how we actually implement it in Zarcanum.
So this hybrid proof of stake model, I think this kind of started, as far as I know, it started with Dash. With they had a 45% proof of work, and then a 45% proof of stake, and then that other 10% actually went to fund all the things that they do. You guys are you 50-50 with proof of work and proof of stake, and then this mechanism that people who are staking get to vote based on the weight of their coins that they're carrying?
Yes, we are 50-50, and but like it's not precise amount, so it's probabilistic. On the long term, yes, it is 50-50. If we take like for 1 hour, it could be like not 50-50, but like differ somehow. And yeah, this approach from like it looks okay. We believe that this approach is for like most usable for us, because we are a small project and we don't have enough computer power to protect ourselves, our security of our blockchain. So for our project, having a hybrid consensus is a big deal, because we can raise the price of the attack much higher if we have, for instance, only proof of work or only proof of stake consensus.
Yeah, I think the Zcash fork. Well, Komodo has this other idea of anchoring the info into the Bitcoin blockchain, and now they've moved into Litecoin, the delayed proof of work model. So they kind of are using a similar approach, but with this delayed proof of work. Ionic swaps. What is an ionic swap, and how does that differ from say atomic swaps? Because I know I had talked to Ruben the other day from Firo, and I'd asked him about the atomic swap, because they've forked atomic swap, put it into Firo, and apparently there's like some amount of transparent data that they actually have to transmit with the swap, so that the swap can actually recognize that transaction. With Pirate Chain, is Z to Z only, but they had to make a compromise so that you could see this transparent data. How does it differ with ionic swaps? Excuse me.
Yeah, the main difference is ionic swap. Like it's term coined by Cryptozoidberg, and it's his idea. So I'll try to explain. I'll do my best in explaining. When you have an atomic swap, it happens between two blockchains. So you have several transactions, and in each transaction you have hash time locked contract, or like even if your chain doesn't support contract, but you still have these hashes. It's called hash time locked contract, and they that hashes bind to each other and help to make sure that that these exchanges, swapping of coins in two blockchains, is happen sequentially. And Ionic Swap, on the other hand, is a different technology because you need only one transaction. All the exchange happens in one transaction, and it is possible because in Zano you have ability to transfer confidential assets in one transaction. For instance, you can make a transaction, and that transaction transfers native coins, asset A, asset B, asset C, whatever, and it all happens in one transaction. And the idea behind Ionic Swap is to create such a transaction that will transfer assets in both directions simultaneously. And the only difficulty with this is need to create this transaction, because this creation requires actions from two parties, and this transaction actually it half prepared by one party, and then transferred being half prepared to the other party, and after that it is fully being fully signed, and then it's broadcasted to the network. So on the final stage, on the broadcasting stage, it looks like normal transaction. So it's very difficult to distinguish what actually happened in this transaction. But under the hood, it is transfer, like simultaneous transfer in opposite direction. So the main profit is that you have simpler communication, and you have you done it in a truly atomic way, because it's one transaction. Either it is accepted by the blockchain or not.
Okay, I want to back up a little bit. Something that I missed on confidential assets. Does this
Sure.
operate? Do I need gas? Do I have to have Zano to send an asset from a confidential asset, or is it independent?
I'm sorry. Do you mean like Ionic Swap? Does it
Oh,
require
no.
confidential asset?
On the confidential asset, I was backing up to the confidential asset. So I create a confidential asset. Do I need Zano? Like I would need, Ethereum as gas to make this transaction work.
Yes, you need Zano to create it, because creation of an asset, it's like a normal transaction in Zano that has some special data to be put into this transaction, with name of your asset, like supply, max supply, control key, and so on. And it also there is some fee for creating an asset, and this fee is paid by native coins. So yes, you need native coins to issue an asset.
But they're still affordable, so that's not a problem. Does that bog down the network at all? Say if there were 1,000 new confidential assets that are coming on board, what does that do for transaction time with the network?
Well, I think there is no no link between number of confidential assets that is registered, because when it's registered, it only put into the database, and transaction flow is only the asset that actually being transferred. So if someone like came and create 1,000 or like million assets in Zano, it won't affect the network, because like it's just some data in a database. But when you start to transfer this asset, it will affect network. But for transferring the transactions, you need to pay fees. You always pay fee in native coins.
So I see one of the projects that was built on top of this from one of your community members is the marketplace API. How does that function, and is it interoperable with other coins, or can this only be done with Zano?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with this special topic, but like we have an API in Zano blockchain, and this API could be used by external services. And one of the community member built this very interesting, very promising service that we are very happy to have. And using this service, you can on like on this website, you can use it as a marketplace, and it uses Zano under the hood. It uses Zano transactions, and we have an API that helps in creating such services. So everyone is welcomed, and we hope that this experience of this project will help other projects to emerge.
On aliases, how do aliases work, and is that a problem with data leakage? I know you have aliases in the Edge wallet from, I forget the name of the project. Anyway, how does that differ from some of the others?
Aliases is just like that record in the database when you can associate a alias with public address in Zano. And because Zano is a crypto node coin, all addresses like they don't appear in a blockchain in explicit way. So if you see a transaction outputs, you won't be able to see the final addresses, like, except it is auditable wallets, and you can do some calculations to, for instance, we in Zano we have development fund kept in auditable wallet, so everyone can see what happens in this wallet. But if you're normal user, and if you have normal private wallet, its address won't be put in a blockchain. So if you have an alias registered, someone can use this alias to send you coins or send you assets, some confidential assets, for instance. But it can be used to track your transfers, because there is, like, it's one way link only.
Audible wallets, how does this function take place?
Audible wallets, it's a simple technology. We use it for special cases. For instance, as I mentioned, Zano development fund is kept in such wallet. This wallet sends all it's required all the fund to be sent to this wallet without mixing. So when the coins or asset came into this wallet, it is possible to make calculations to make sure that what kind of assets and what amount actually came into the wallet, and finally to calculate the balance. And also it requires view secret key to be published as like with their wallet address. So in CryptoNode, long story short, in CryptoNode, public address is very long. Probably, like, people can see it's obviously longer than in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it's longer because it has two public keys put together and encrypted. And one public key is used for, like, it's so-called view key, and another is called spend key. And this separation help it like emerged from CryptoNode original protocol, and it helps to implement auditable wallets, for instance. So you can share secret part of your view key, keeping the secret part of spend key. And with the help of this, external observers can use it to sync your wallet and to see the incoming and outgoing transactions, and to see actual balance of this wallet. And it is guaranteed that no funds are hidden in this wallet. So if you you have no chances to spend funds from auditable wallets that won't be noticed by external observer.
On this funding model that you guys are having, where the community gets to vote on where the funds go, the grants and such. When I was with Dash, I noticed that kind of became a problem. You just started getting an influx of all these, just anything that someone could think of that could attach the name Dash to it. They would, put in a proposal, people would vote on it, and then a lot of time people just disappeared with the money. Do you guys have a safeguard against that? How is this a DAO, or how do you decide what will be used in this grant system?
At this point, we have a system that allows people to vote with this they coin when they stake proof of stake, and this system it implemented, and we have little experience so far with that, and probably I don't think I should cover this topic because it's not entirely my field, but I think that up to this point we decided major decisions are made within core team members, and then we decided that some decisions we will be share, our decision power will share with the community. So I don't know how this will be handled. I think it's more Pavel and Andrew field, and I'm sure they have some solutions to this.
Right. Well, definitely keep a handle on that one. In some cases, it did get out of hand with Dash. It was a digital autonomous organization, but yeah, so it really wasn't controlled. And I don't. People may argue with me, but I kind of felt that their core team, which was basically just a proposal owner, they weren't the CEOs of Dash, but they did end up taking control over Dash and kind of got to send it in the direction they want, which was part of the reason why they lost their privacy. They had this extra tool where you could private send, I think is what it was called. Yeah, it was called private send. It was just a mixer, but they kind of ended up pushing that out, and then a lot of worthless things just came in, and yeah, so definitely keep a hand on that. Maybe not turn it over to a DAO yet.
Yeah, DAO is it's very sensitive thing, so yeah, you need to be very cautious with it. But maybe we don't have contract in the sense that is exists in Ethereum blockchain. So we don't have EVM, and our blockchain is very light and could be run on a small computer because of that. So it's advantage. We also have disadvantage, but I think we won't run into the problem with DAO because it's difficult to create a DAO using this tool set.
Monero is integrating some of the ideas from Fyro, and I guess Co's implementing all this zero knowledge stuff. Are you guys going to be advancing with the same technology, or are you already using?
Actually, I'm not very familiar with what happened on Core field and what what actually he's implemented. I remember that one, like some time ago, he was asked about the Zarcanum because he one of the author of this technology, and he answered that they not going to implement proof of stake on their side. But yes, he's very talented guy, and I'm really happy that I have chance to work with him. So I think that it's very good that Manier has such talented person in development team.
What are some of the ideas that, or maybe just one of the ideas that you guys are implementing in the future, or is that something you want to keep under the hood?
Well, we have some ideas going toward the DX, the distributed exchange, because having confidential assets on our blockchain and having it implemented in a private way, so no one can see what actually being transferred in a single transaction. It is very convenient for DEX. So yeah, we have some ideas about how DEX could be implemented on top of Zano or with using our confidential asset technology. And I think it would be very nice because like it will be very convenient as now we have DEX with EVM coins, and you have this convenient way of swapping coins and trading it. So it would be very nice to have the same thing, but implement on with a privacy, with a hidden amount and with hidden type of assets.
Yeah, on iconic swaps or ionic swaps. I keep getting this wrong. What assets can you currently use, or is it ready for prime time?
Like at this point we don't use it because it's on the testnet. So we have testnet, and on our testnet we tested it. We use a ionic swap to swap like some test assets between ourselves, and it will go live in a few weeks, and everyone can test it, can check it, can create their own asset and to use it. But like at this point we only tested using like Sowle coin, Andrew coin, and Zano.
Well, you're more than welcome to try it with Dragon X, which is just it's a Zcash fork. So I'm working with that project right now, but yeah, if you guys want to do a Zcash fork, please reach out. I would love to see it happen.
Yeah, thank you. Zcash is very very interesting, very promising technology. We're looking at what's happening, and on the math side, it's very nicely done.
All right. How can people find out more about Zano or get in touch with you if you want them to?
We have our website, Zano.org, so everyone is welcome to visit us. And also on our website, we have our social media links. Most of our community, I suppose, you use Discord. We have a Discord server and with a lot of rooms. And if you have any question, or if you have any technical issue, you need some kind of support, or maybe you need to you would like to run your own mining rig for Zano, you have people who can support and who can help you to set up all these things in Discord. Also, we have Twitter account. I think the like entry point Zano.org is like the most convenient for new people. And
Is
yeah,
is your proof of work algorithm RandomX?
no, it's not RandomX. It's
Oh,
ProgPov Z.
oh,
So
ProgPal.
it's modified version that it actually Andrew idea, and it was his work to adopt this proof of work algorithm and to use it.
We're with DragonX. We're the only Zcash fork using RandomX. So you can mine with CPU. So, Sowle, thanks so much for the information. Did I miss anything? Is there something that we should have covered?
Well, no, I think yeah, pretty much. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, this is interesting, and I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on Zano. Thanks so
Sure.
much.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you.